Hey everybody, so today we're going to be going over how to spot an easy market to trade in and how to trade the market. So today in this video, I'm going to be going over a few things. First thing I want to go over is the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ has been in consolidation since around that 1010 mark with Black Swan event for crypto. You know, obviously we can see we tapped into an all-time high, but then we have just been ranging ever since that. And that is partly due to the fact that AI stocks are down 40%, that, you know, there's tensions with Iran right now. Gold, silver has been pumping as well, so capital is being relocated into commodities. So the biggest thing right now, this is a hard market to trade, right? It's a hard market to trade these ranges, and, you know, it will fuck you over every single time. So what we're looking at here is this like downwards motion, or this like downtrend. I don't really want to call it a trend because it's just been in consolidation, it's just been in chop. But you know, we've bounced off of it and now we're starting to break out again. So that's your first kind of sign you want to look for, is that breakout on a higher time frame. Looking at the 4 hour right now, we've been bouncing off the point of control. The volume has been building up, and then buyers seem to be in control here. So I'm going to be looking for buys as we continue pushing forward and up, hopefully. But that's kind of what I expect. So that's kind of the first thing. It's wait for a breakout on the higher time frame, and then if you're a day trader, you can take day trades throughout the week, throughout the next week, just based off of the higher time frame breakout or trend. So also, what I want to go over is, instead of trading a market like this where it's just a range, it's very choppy, you could also be trading gold, which gold has been absolutely parabolic ever since like October. Even before October, it's been parabolic. I mean, we're looking at August here, and it's been up 68%. So gold has been on a beautiful run. I mean, and then we dropped 20%, and then now we're continuing the uptrend. So I'm going to go over silver as well, and my ideas on silver and what I took yesterday instead of taking a trade on the NASDAQ. So silver has been on a run as well with gold. Demand is pretty high right now due to the fact that central banks are buying up on gold and silver and starting to diversify away from the US dollar. So that's kind of the biggest thing to look for. And, you know, I was looking at this range that we were sitting in, and with the prior bars, they've been on a parabolic uptrend, up I believe almost like 20%. Yeah, 20% trend right there. So what you want to look for here are these bounces, right? Bounce, 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 bounce. Now, why do I say the bounces? Well, because there is so much aggression on the buy side that the sellers are trying so hard to push this price down. They're trying so hard to get to like 85, 85.5. They're trying to break out from this range. But the aggressive buyers, they are still in this. The demand is still there. And that's why you see these taps off of the lows. You get tap here, tap here, tap here. So here you could argue is a single print on the volume side. And then as we can see, we have a low volume node as well. So that kind of proves that this is a single print. Obviously, I don't have the software to look at that, but, you know, just looking at, you know, the low volume node in the candle itself, you can determine that this is a single print. So the single print's great for retrace, and then taking the trade off that retrace, which I did right here. And I did, I believe, right around here. Yeah, it was like right here. So the first thing I looked for is that gap. We tapped into the gap, and then we pulled back. Once we had the tap into the gap, I took a trade, I believe, off of this. I saw the aggression on the buy side starting to push up, and then we had a bullish engulfing candle, so that gave me a better confluence. Took a trade overnight here. Woke up in the morning, and I got taken out right here, I believe, because I set my take profit at like the high. And then the next day after that, during New York Open, which was yesterday, I took another trade off of this right here. So then I bought here, and then I started to sell up here. So it was a short trade, but it was pretty volatile. So I didn't really want to risk too much or profit too much because there's just no reason. But I did leave money on the table. I could have held this trade longer, but it's okay. And then obviously my zone that's marked out with the most traded volume at this range. We got the breakout of that range. Then you could have even taken a trade off of that. But that's kind of what you want to look for. I mean, the NASDAQ has just been behaving terribly. I mean, look at this price action. It's awful. It's awful. Just up and down. Very volatile at New York Open. But then you go to something like silver where it's just an easy market to trade. Much more easier to look at. I mean, if you're a bullish trader, if you only trade, if you only buy, then, this is the market for you. If you only sell, even this market, it's not for you because it's just been in chop. That's all it's been doing is just chopping. But now since NASDAQ broke the the 25 level, I'm going to be looking for buys intraday for probably the rest of the week into next week. But yeah, that's kind of my thought process. It's kind of what I wanted to go over is, know your know your trades and know your markets, right? Like you don't really want to trade something like this, but you want to trade something like this because this just looks a lot more aesthetically pleasing and a lot more easier to trade than this. So yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was looking for going into the week. I'd like to see NASDAQ break out, which it's currently doing right now, which is looking pretty good before market opens. So we'll see how market open reacts, and then we'll decide to make a decision from there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.